Hello, my dear one, my sweet thing, my soul sibling. How are you today? I'm so happy to be connecting with you, and I'm sending you blessings for a miracle-filled Monday and a magical week. So today I want to talk to you about this quality, this thing that we do. Every human being does it, and if we can shift this habit, if we can get rid of this habit, our lives are going to improve immensely, abundantly, and immediately. And this is the habit or propensity to judge. To judge anyone or anything is not hurting the person that we're judging, it's hurting us. And just like I say all the time, don't take anything personally, because when someone judges you, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them, right? But this works in the opposite posture as well. When you're judging someone else, it doesn't have anything to do with them, it has to do with you. Often this can be because we want to create this hierarchy, like I'm superior, they're inferior. I'm good, they're bad. I'm right, they're wrong. I'm smart, they're stupid. So when we do this, what we are doing is creating more negative karma for ourselves. And what we're also doing is holding ourselves out of alignment with our own soul and source. It pinches us off from our happiness, and it prevents our blessings from being able to show up in our lives with grace and ease. So often, we can judge another person because we can't necessarily relate to them. We don't identify with them. Perhaps they have a different political perspective than you do. And so it's easy to judge that because you can't understand it. It makes no sense. How can they be so stupid, right? That's a judgment. We can also judge somebody if they somehow threaten how we want to perceive ourselves. So if you see somebody walking by who's super fit and maybe not... maybe they're not covered up in the way that one might think they should be, we can judge them. Oh, look at them. They think they're so hot. They think they're so beautiful. But maybe the true truth is they do look really good, and it makes you feel bad about yourself. That's a pretty common one. I was judged. I've told this story before. Maybe you've heard it. I was judged when I took this art class, and the teacher didn't like how I was choosing to create some of my art. I put some glitter on and some crystals because that's how I like to roll. And she got very, very upset. It was an art for healing workshop. So it wasn't like a fine arts class or anything, but this really brought up a lot of emotion for her. And when she asked me why I did it, I was trying to explain to her why I was doing it, but it didn't help. She just continued to get really angry and judgmental. So I finally said, what's this bringing up for you? And she goes, I need my work to be taken seriously. So she didn't want me to go on out in the world and saying, I studied with this woman and this is what we do, because on some level, she wasn't taking herself seriously. So I was coming up against a wound of hers. Fortunately, I understood what was going on, so I didn't take her anger and her withdrawal of approval too seriously. And instead, and this is what I would recommend doing anytime you are judging someone. Isn't that interesting? To observe in equanimity is the highest form of intelligence. And if you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can choose compassion. Often when we're judging another, perhaps we're in a better posture, better emotional and vibrational posture to choose compassion. Say, for instance, you see somebody standing on the street with a sign, will work for food. And you judge, well, they should get a job. The employment rate's down. So instead of that, maybe just go, God bless them on their path. That has to be a challenging reality, right? To be able to say, oh, isn't that interesting? But then if you want to go take a deeper cut, have compassion for their reality. There's 7 billion different realities going on. No two of our realities are the same. Not even in your own family, not even if you have an identical twin. We all have very different perspectives. We have very different contracts. We have very different experiences. And we can't possibly know what anyone else is here trying to learn or do, or how they're trying to come into a more loving relationship with their own soul and source. The most important thing we can do is to take responsibility for ourselves, to come in alignment with our own soul. And I say all the time, weed our own garden. Take care of your side of the road. And again, one of the most important things we can do is to simply not judge. Not judge another person's expression, not judge another person's choices, not judge another person's way of being, because we don't know what their contracts are. We can't possibly know. So to be able to step into this posture and position of go, isn't that interesting? Maybe I wonder what their soul's trying to learn. To open to that place of perhaps curiosity or wonder. And again, compassion. This is going to get you off the gerbil wheel of karma, which is that swinging pendulum of duality, good, bad, right, wrong, superior, inferior, left, right, black, white, and get you to that place of alignment, equanimity, and freedom. It's going to open up your funnel to be able to receive more goodness and grace and blessings in your life, and it's going to create more freedom. Freedom inside of you and a sense of freedom in your own life. When we get rid of those toxic, noxious, emotional behaviors of non-forgiveness and judgment. Shame is another big one. And that's the other thing. If you aren't judging another because you feel you're inferior or superior, sometimes we bring it back to ourselves. We feel inferior. So we need to bring it back to self-compassion. Maybe compassion for the guy on the street that's homeless and trying to make some money. But also sometimes if we see somebody who's really portraying themselves in a way that we judge because maybe they look a little better. So we want to try to put ourselves on a pedestal. But maybe because we look at them and they're more beautiful, or they're smarter, they're more accomplished, or they're more educated, or they're richer, it makes us feel bad about ourselves. So rather than judging them or judging ourselves, we come to that place of observing, isn't that interesting? And then choosing compassion. Compassion for them, and sometimes compassion for ourselves. There's so much information, there's so much opportunity in that information where we judge, if we're willing to take the deeper look and go to that deeper place of self-awareness. To know thyself in a deeper way is the most important thing we can do. And to approach that path and that journey with the qualities of compassion, acceptance, perhaps curiosity, and love. You know, if we're in ego and we're going back and forth on that pendulum, what we're doing is staying in fear. We're staying in the roller coaster. We're staying on that karmic pendulum. We want to bring it back to compassion. We want to bring it back to love. Because beyond this reality of duality, right, wrong, good, bad, this, that, is the reality of unity, of compassion, of peace, of bliss, of kindness, of grace, of love. I want to bring more of those qualities into my life and into this world. And if that's something you want to do as well, the next time you have that propensity to judge anyone or anything, including that person that you see in the mirror, instead, dial that down by going, notice the thought. Isn't that interesting? And what's something else you could choose? And I hope you choose compassion. I hope you choose acceptance. I hope you choose an open space of curiosity and wonder. Be like little children. Open your mind to the possibility of more love, curiosity, wonder, grace, ease, bliss, expression, and let everyone express themselves the way they want to. And you know what? Permission for you to express yourself the way you want to. You're magical, you're magnificent, you're exactly as God created you. So relax into that knowingness, and I send you blessings that you enjoy, deeply enjoy this expression of the divine that you are, and that you may journey onward and upward with more grace, with more ease, with more joy, with more love, with more miracles, synchronicity, God winks, blessings, and all that your heart desires, because you deserve it. So I hope this makes a little sense. I'd love to hear your thoughts. How are you feeling? And experiment with this, play with this, and see how much better you feel and how much more life shows up as a beautiful adventure rather than a burden. It'll help you thrive rather than just survive. And I want that for you. So let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling? How are you doing? And let's continue to journey onward and upward together.